So I am really excited to talk to you guys today about nutrition because nutrition makes up 80% of the results that we're getting, right? So it's fantastic that we're all checking in every day with our workouts and we're all staying, a lot of us are staying pretty consistent, and I'm really proud of what you guys are doing in the fitness world. But to really amplify those results, it's the total solution that we offer that's going to get you the best results. And we all know, what good nutrition is, or maybe you don't know. Maybe you're not following the containers, and that's what this call is for. Maybe you have the containers and you're kind of using them, or maybe you're wanting a kickstart to using the containers. Regardless, I am here to help you get on that track and help you get towards the results that I know you can get by using the full solution with the workouts, the Shakeology, and this nutrition piece that we're going to talk about today. So the plan that I follow and that we're going to be talking specifically about is with the portion control cups. I don't have them all here at my desk because they're drying in my dishwasher because I use them so often. I was hoping they would be done before this call, but they're not. So these portion control cups have been, Amy says I'm really quiet. Am I quiet for the rest of you also? No, okay. These portion control cups have been a game changer for me. So drop your little yes in the chat if overeating is a big struggle for you, because this girl right here likes to eat, and overeating was my biggest struggle. Also, before I started using these portion control cups, I honestly had no idea what eating healthy meant, right? I would go to a restaurant, I would order a salad, it would be the size of my head, and I would think, fantastic, I'm eating a salad, I am gonna destroy this salad because it's a salad. And then you get these portion control cups and you learn what it really means to eat healthy, what a normal portion size looks like, and what it does for things like your blood sugar and the spikes in blood sugar by overeating and then crashing, rather than just spacing your meals out through the day. So when you sign up to join our team, either as a client or a coach, you receive this calculation to determine which plan you're in, which caloric plan do you fall under. And what this plan does is basically tells you what your macronutrients need to be based on the workout programs that most of us follow. So calculating your macros, I don't know if anybody's tried to do it, but holy smokes, you got to figure out how many calories you should be eating. You have to figure out what each of these mean to each of the macros and do a whole lot of math. And let me tell you right now, it is not sustainable for like a long-term, normal, healthy life. It is not. It is too much work, and it's unrealistic in our busy lives to be calculating macros all day long. But this plan does it for you in such a simple form that you don't have to even think about macros or even know what that word means if you don't know yet. So we should be calculating what that plan that we fall under at the beginning of each program. So I suggest, if it's been a while since you've calculated which plan you fall under, that you go do that calculation and see where you're at, see if it's changed. Don't recalculate in the middle of a program. So you can drop 5 pounds, but then you're going to put on some muscle mass, and we all know that the scale is not like a super all-inclusive picture of where we stand. So I wouldn't recommend changing plans on a week-to-week basis, but more on a program-to-program basis. So at the beginning of each program, go ahead and do those calculations and see which plan you fall under. The cups tell you exactly. So your plan will tell you you get 4 green cups a day. So I use this green cup literally 4 times a day. I've learned what a portion size is. So for me, I've learned that one of the little snack Ziploc baggies is the perfect size for fruits and veggies. So I will put grapes in there, I will put carrots in there, I'll put cucumbers in there, and I'll have them ready to go in the fridge so they're easy to grab. Right now we're home, so I don't necessarily have to prep like that because it's just as easy to walk to the fridge. Just through that. Walk to the fridge and scoop them out and then eat them out of there. I got a bunch of questions before this call so that I could try to answer them while I was on here. One of the questions was, I'm missing some of my containers, specifically green. For the person that was missing their green container, it is the exact same size as the purple container. So if you have your purple one, just sub that out. And then somebody was missing their blue container. Shoot me a message and I will tell you what the size is for this to try to help you out. But another thing that I wanted to mention was it takes a lot to learn without having to look it up what goes in each container. So I just wanted to share, I did the Ultimate Portion Fix course. So I purchased the Ultimate Portion Fix kit, and with it comes this workbook and all of these video modules that were so fantastic in learning about nutrition. This is definitely an option. If you want to check out the Ultimate Portion Fix, you can. It's a great, great resource. But in it, you get, of course, how to calculate your plan and what the plans are. So you have that readily available, but I do send that. You guys should all have that in your PDF guide. But there's also the food list. And you can get these food lists in the 21-Day Fix program under program materials and then food lists. I recommend printing them off. If you're somebody who's super duper duper picky, which is not me, so I can't really relate, but if you're a super picky person, I recommend printing these off, highlighting all the foods you're willing to try, and then try to incorporate those into your menu. So I get a lot of questions. Where does this fall? Where does this fall? Where does this one fit? And I just reference this book and shoot out the answers if I don't know them. Some ones that really, really jumped out to me at the beginning of this that I obviously am one of those like didn't know I wasn't eating healthy ones were peas and corn on the cob, right? So a typical summer meal at my mom's house is burgers, brats, corn on the cob, a pasta salad, some potatoes, no vegetables at all. And I would think like, well, I'm having corn on the cob or I'm having peas. And I would count that as a vegetable. Not that I was counting how many servings of vegetables I was getting a day, but like I quickly realized that so many of our meals had no vegetables in them because the vegetables that we were eating, although they're vegetables in the sense of growing from the ground, they were not a vegetable in the sense of their nutritional value and their nutritional makeup. So take a look at the vegetable list and make sure you're getting all of your vegetables in a day. A lot of you have mentioned and talked about, and I see it in Fit Nation so much, that a big struggle that we have is mindless snacking. And I am guilty, I am there, and this is why I'm hosting this call, because I made chocolate chip cookies the other day because we're home, and what else do I have to do but to bake with my kids? And my family of 4, and I have a daughter who will not eat chocolate, pounded down 36 chocolate chip cookies in 24 hours, right? That's a problem. That is a problem that we can put away that many chocolate chip cookies. And I had to really reevaluate and understand like what is going on and why am I mindless snacking and walking to the kitchen and grabbing this? Am I hungry? What is the problem? And here's the trick, you guys. If you're hungry, take a look at your nutrition plan. Have you ate all of your fruits and vegetables for the day? All your fruits, all your vegetables, and where are you at on water? I made that shift yesterday. I made sure to get my vegetables in. I made sure to get my fruits in. I made sure to get my water in. And I never once reached for a chocolate chip cookie on the counter. I did not slip from my nutrition plan yesterday, not one piece, because I focused on that other stuff first. If you're grabbing for empty carbs, there's a good chance it's because you're missing something in your diet that day that you haven't had. Your body needs vegetables, your body needs water, and you're listening to your body grabbing empty carbs when you should be grabbing for what you're missing in your diet. So that's just something that's very, very important to keep in mind, and try to be really, really conscious about what you're grabbing for and why you're grabbing it. A couple of you have mentioned like late night snacking. Protein balls are a fantastic substitute for late night snacking, along with beach bars. There are container equivalents for those. Somebody specifically asked for protein balls and what those containers are, and I will send those over. I just didn't get a chance to look them up. Each protein ball is a little bit different, but I'll try to find a pretty generic recipe and send over what those containers are. So if you need that, let me know. If you are looking for recipes to use, and this was a big area for me that was a little bit tough at the beginning, was like recipes and full meals and all of that. There is an app. I know it's available on iPhone. I don't know if it's available yet on any other operating system. Is that the word? But there's a Beachbody nutrition app. I highly recommend downloading it. You can tell it exactly, I haven't logged any of my food yet this morning, but you can tell it exactly how many portions you get in a day. And then as you eat something, you can log it. Or if you know what you're having for dinner, go in there and log it so that those are already taken off the table, right? You know what your dinner is going to be. And then work backwards. Work with what you know the meals are going to be for certain meals, and then you can plug in your snacks or your breakfast or whatever meals you're missing based on the containers that you still need to eat. That's been a game changer for me. A lot of times we plan out our dinner, we know what we're going to have because we've pulled meat out of the freezer or we're starting to prep it or whatever the case is, but then when I need that afternoon snack, now I know exactly what to grab for so that I can get all the way through my containers and know what I need to finish my day. I also try to save a container for the end of the day, just in case I need a snack. So last night, as I was getting ready to hop on a team call, I had a little red container of cottage cheese because that's a protein and I was short on a protein, and I saved that. So try to just be mindful of, am I gonna want a snack later? What am I gonna want? If you blow through all your containers and you're starving, drink some water. If you're still starving, you can use a green cup. So go ahead and add an extra vegetable if you're actually hungry. If you can't make it until bedtime and you've tried the water and it doesn't work, go ahead and add an extra green container. Definitely an option. Another question was, how do I use my containers to account for prepared foods? And specifically the cauliflower fried rice recipe that's just been blowing up our team page lately, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorites. It's what I had for dinner last night. So what I did last night was I prepared my rice and my husband prepared the steaks out on the grill, and I did them separately. I scooped my cauliflower rice in my green container, I scooped my steak in my red container, and then I mixed them together. If you're mixing it all together on the grill, which I've also done, it's not that bad to just pick the chicken out, throw it in a container, and measure it that way. So I will scoop it out with my green. I will pull the chicken out of it, throw it in a red container, and just kind of keep filling this, keep filling that until I've got enough. It doesn't have to be exact, you guys. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's a good way to get a rough idea of how much you're getting in those containers. If you want perfect results, you have to have perfect nutrition. So the more accurate you can get with your containers, the better your results are going to be, I promise. So another thing with the containers, if you are following them, maybe you're somebody who's actually already using them, but maybe your results aren't as good as you are hoping, take a look at where the foods that you're eating are falling on this list, because they are in order of nutritional value. If you're eating at the top of the list, fantastic. If you're eating at the bottom of the list, maybe that's an indication of why you're maybe not getting the results that you're hoping to get. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Okay, maybe that's better. So take a look at where the foods that you're eating are falling. And if you want to up your results even more, maybe make a shift and swap out, especially in the carb world, maybe try to head towards the top of the list. Because although tortilla chips or tortillas can count at the bottom of the list, if you can go up to the sweet potatoes and the things, you're going to get better results, right? So just keep that in mind to up your results. Another question that I got asked was already prepared foods, freezer foods, things that maybe you're purchasing like cauliflower, pizza crust. How do you account for that? I don't have a good answer other than trying to go through the ingredients and be smart about where it falls. I looked at the cauliflower pizza crust that we have in the freezer, and the cauliflower is the first recipe on there, but there is some brown rice flour and some other things like that I think were on the back of it. So I would probably count it as a little bit of a carb and a little bit of a vegetable. So just be aware, like obviously every meal that I eat is not coming from a box like that. So those things technically aren't on the plan. But honestly, if you want pizza and your family wants pizza, swapping it for cauliflower pizza crust is like the best thing you can do. And it's fantastic. And I don't discourage it at all. I've got it in my freezer because I am going to make it too. I'll probably just use it as a carb and a vegetable that day because I throw so many vegetables on my pizza just because that's how I enjoy it prior to following a nutrition plan. I just like it that way. So yes, I love this book. I reference it all the time. Most of the information in the book is notes, not so much actual information, because when you get this, you get access to all these training modules, and then you can take notes in your book with what you've learned in the training modules. So a lot of them just tell you what the video is about, and then you kind of plug in the information. But it was a fantastic course, and I highly recommend it. Another option that you have available to you is what we call the monthly fix. That is a private Facebook group linked directly to Autumn Calabrese, who is the creator and founder of this nutritional plan that we're following. Because let's be honest, it's forever changing. There's forever ongoing questions, such as the cauliflower pizza crust question. If you're part of that monthly portion fix group, she's in there answering questions, doing lives, those types of things come up. There's different recipes that are shared, so it's definitely an option that I highly recommend. I know some girls on this team are already taking advantage of that monthly portion fix and getting that added nutritional support and information to stay accountable on their nutrition. Another question that I had was somebody had 2 orange containers in their kit. I'm going to call that a fluke. I haven't heard that that is a thing. I did not get 2 orange containers in my kit. If you did, then yay, maybe that's great. You could, they have lids. So if you're going out and about, you can definitely close the lids and take them with you. That's another good point. These are not meant to be heaping cups. You should be able to get the lid on it, and that's how you know you have a perfect container, a perfect portion container. Maybe they all come with 2. Maybe I have another orange one. Somebody else just said that they got 2 orange containers. Maybe I have one somewhere. I don't know, but I don't have a reason. But yeah, that's exciting, right? I had another comment. If you guys have some questions, go ahead and drop them down there in the chat if I haven't got to your question yet, and I will get to them. Crap. I had another thought, but I don't know what it was. I don't know. But basically, any meal that you make, you can put into portion cups. So a lot of people worry about dieting while with a family. This is not a diet. It is not intended to be a diet. It is nothing like a diet. All it's doing is showing you what your healthiest options are and how much of them to eat. So for example, if your family wants spaghetti for dinner, then girl, you eat spaghetti. But bust out your containers, put your noodles in your yellow one because those are a carb, and put your other stuff in your, the sauce, the meat, whatever containers they fall in, depending on what you're using, and mix it together that way. For me, a lot of times I eat my carbs early in the day because I'm a carboholic and I love them. So if I do spaghetti, a lot of times I'll do zoodles. And that's like a personal choice because I enjoy it and it helps me get in another veggie container. Not a requirement. If you want noodles, eat noodles. Just use your portion control cups so that you're smart about it. If you're eating out, it's the exact same. Break it down into containers. So something that you can, I got a texture. Something that you can think about in container form. So I would go with grilled chicken, and you start to learn as you do this more and more what a portion size looks like so that you can look on your plate and see. So some type of protein, some type of vegetable. If you get a salad, dressing on the side is a huge one. Maybe no cheese or light cheese because they tend to overdo cheese in restaurants. And this, you guys, is my cheese container. And I don't know if you can see it in proportion to my face or my hand, but it's not huge. And so many people overeat what goes in this healthy fat container. Because a lot of other things besides cheese go in this container. And if you go through your day, that can be definitely a pretty easy misconception. Also wanted to mention, if you don't have cups and you want them, let your coach know. They run about $10 for a client, $7 something for a coach. Super, super inexpensive and are life-changing. You don't have to use them every meal, every single day. You really do start to learn what a portion looks like. For me, I'm just coming back to the basics this week. I'm striving for 100% nutrition for the entire week, and I'm using my containers to get me there. Because I've found that if I don't use them and don't use them, I just slip a little more and a little more, and I gotta dial it all the way back in, give myself no breaks. This is a plan that I am following because I have goals. I wanna do this. Nobody's making me. I want to get the best results I can get, and I can only do that by following the plan that's given to us. So if you need these and you want them, just get with your coach and they can get you all the information you need. Does anybody have any other questions? Was this helpful? Did you guys get anything? Does it help answer some questions and get you back on the right track for your nutrition plan? I hope that you are, ready to kind of commit and dive into this because you guys, I'm telling you, I had the cookie day on Sunday, and we didn't do much. It was a very, very lazy family day. Yesterday, I recommitted to my nutrition, and I went out and told my husband after lunch, I felt like $1 million, and I felt like I could just go run around the block for no apparent reason. The energy increase in eating the vegetables and eating and drinking my water and having my shake was like nothing else. It makes me feel so good. And I think that people get in the habit of having a big dinner and then sluggish on the couch and think that that's normal. And it's not normal. You shouldn't feel like that after you eat. You should be eating to fuel your body properly and not eating for just like mindless pleasure. And that was a big shift for me. This wasn't easy for me. It still is a struggle most days. I have to consciously decide to walk past the box of Cheez-Its and not get in them, right? It is effort that comes every single day, but it is so worth it. And I had somebody who's on this call actually reached out to me and said that they slipped on their nutrition and they ate a bunch of garbage from a restaurant the other day, greasy garbage. And you know what? She was sick from it. And I've been there. Once you've been eating clean for so long, your body will be like, no, that's not what I want. I do not want that food. And it makes you actually physically nauseous. So that's when you really know you're making progress. when you get to that point where your body doesn't even want that food anymore. So I think we've got through all the questions in the chat. I am so thankful that you guys got on here today. I will grab this recording and share it. So if you have any girls that need to listen in or get some questions answered, feel free to share this with them. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday.